Hi there guys, welcome to another episode on my channel. Today we are with the Punto GT engine. Yes, it's been a long time coming and I finally got round to working on the engine, or at least the ancillaries off the engine at the moment. So, where am I at now? The engine has been all stripped down, there's not much left on it now other than the complete block and head on it. The manifold is here and the turbo is here. What I want to do in this video is strip these right the way down, see what condition they're both in, and I also want to start refurbishing the intake manifold. So that's what's going to be happening in today's episode. First of all, we'll start by stripping down the turbo and the exhaust manifold. So it wasn't too bad getting everything off the engine. It was in pretty good shape. I think I've got one bolt on the thermostat housing which didn't want to come off. So this is the turbo. It's all dirty and rusty, so it needs a little bit of love and attention. I am going to send the turbo away to be rebuilt or tested anyway, because it's done 80 odd thousand miles and I want to make sure it is in all good condition. So we need to separate the manifold from the turbo. There's the exhaust one here and then there's the 4-branch manifold here. Now this here is probably going to be the problem one because they've been on there for years. They've been heat cycled hundreds of thousands of times, so they're going to be a little bit stuck. I may have to get my heat gun on those to get them off. So let's start with doing that one because it looks nice and easy. Let's start by giving them a little squirt of WD. And already there's one nut missing from it, so that would explain why I had a blow when I was testing the engine out many years ago. That came undone quite nicely. I bet they all won't do that. Can I get in there with that possibly? Let's do this one under here first. You see that, let's try this one next. That's in a reasonably difficult place to reach. Oh, that was loose already. That would explain why it didn't run that well, because exhaust blowing everywhere. Now luckily I can get the flexi head ratchet on this one, so let's see if it'll come undone. Oh yeah, it's all nice and loose as well. What's going on? This car's 25 years old and all three of the exhaust studs came off. Normally a 5-year-old car and then snap as soon as you looked at them. That should be all three almost. Let's just finish turning that one off. There we go. Let's put the nuts back on there. They are all going to be replaced, but it's good to know when I'm rebuilding it what size nuts go where. I'm missing one already. See, I haven't done anything, I've not moved anywhere, and one of them has disappeared already. No, it hasn't, there it is. Now we want to remove this bit here so we can get it in the sandblaster and clean that up. They don't look like 13s, no they're not. Right, they look like 11s, and they are. Yep, now they're a different story. They are a lot more tighter. So we're going to get some heat on those. See how much a bit of heat makes a lot of difference. This is why when you're changing your spark plugs and stuff, we always say, make sure you bring your car in warm or change them when it's warm, because that heat makes a difference between snapping a bolt and getting out nice and easily. And the last thing you want is burnt fingers from touching a hot bolt, is snap spark plug or snap nuts and bolts where you can help it. been lucky with 3. Pretty much guaranteed the 4th one will snap, but I'm going to try my best to get it off in one piece. And you can see the inside of the turbo there. There's no play in it and it spins freely. I think this will just be a refurbishment rather than a rebuild. The splines on that side look pretty good. There's no damage on the inside of them there. No play at all. And it spins. So that's a great bit of news. I can send this off to just be refurbished now and it'll come back looking lovely. Right, next we are going to get this into the sandblaster and get this looking a little bit better, ready for a coat of high temperature silver or black, undecided yet, so let's get it in and give it a blast. There we go, one quick go over. It still needs another going over, but generally it has got rid of all the loose rust and cleaned up the surfaces. So let's give that another go and see how much cleaner we can get it. Right, so 2 passes in the sandblaster. This one piece has taken me about 20-30 minutes to do. It is all clean. There are still some little bits of well and truly ingrained dust on it, but it's as good as that's going to be. I do need to give it a thorough clean, let it dry, primer, and then some black heat temp paint. The 2 manifolds are drying, let's start stripping down the intake manifold. I have taken lots of photos of it so I know where everything goes. Mainly it's get these injectors off. I will get those cleaned and tested. I'm not going to bother getting any bigger injectors or doing anything for extra power output, because I don't think it's worth it, because I own and drive faster cars, so there's no point spending money where it is not needed. When I first purchased this car, the injection manifold wasn't actually bolted down. Or should I say, the injectors weren't actually bolted down. That's why you've got 2 new screws in there. There you go, can't see how clean or dirty they are really, because there's not much to see. Now, it's just a case of taking some sensors off. And a few bits of pipe work. Now this is for my future knowledge when I'm washing it back. There is an earth which is supposed to be here, but it is actually broken, and I didn't break that before, so that could have been a reason why we had a poor starting, or it wouldn't start at the end of the build before I started stripping it down. You regular Punto owners, I need a workshop manual for it. Is it worthwhile me buying an Uno turbo manual to make it a bit easier for me for remembering where parts go? Or are the engines that vastly different? I'm probably going to regret this, but I am going to strip down the throttle body as well. Stabbed myself in the hand. So now I'm going to try and remove the whole throttle body mechanism, and if you can see inside there are two little flat blade screws, and I need to remove those. I also need to be careful not to lose these little screws, and also not round them off as well. Of course, it's well and truly stuck on there. I can just knock it out afterwards. Little hammer. I've decided I'm going for the decision to leave that part of the throttle body in, because I don't want to wreck any of the bearings in there, because I bet they're hard to get hold of. So let me put that throttle body back on off camera, and then we can start getting this ready to be blasted. remember where all the washers went, I'm going to chuck them on a cable tie. There's 2 of these washers are special elongated washers. Now, when it's closed up, I'm never going to forget where they go. Of course, the final thing is to remove the injectors and their clips. Hopefully these should just pull out now. Right, so I've removed 2 already. Slightly easier if you just turn the injectors around, pop your screwdriver in, support the injector on the fuel rail, twist it up, and out it comes. There we go. Now I'm going to give that a good wash in the sink now, lots of soapy water, and hopefully get it to come up nice and clean. Done, all washed out. Yeah, it could probably be a little bit better, but I am going to be painting it, so I didn't want to go too crazy with it. But the main thing is any of the corrosion or rust spots gone, and it's had a thorough clean out on the inside. So let's leave that to dry overnight. Join me in a second when it'll be the next chance to get to work on the car. Now, I have been a busy boy in the background refurbishing all these parts. So we've done the inlet manifold, engine mounts, power steering pump, water pump, some of the engine mounts. I want to redo that one again actually because it seems to have gone a little bit more rusty for some reason. Done all the exhaust manifolds and the downpipe for the turbo, the drive shaft mount and the cooling pipe and various other little bits and bobs at the same time. What I've also managed to do is lose this surround here, so if anybody has one going spare that they would like to donate to my project, please let me know. So this is now the stage of the project. I've had the wheels fully refurbished with some Falcon tyres. Side skirts have been fitted, and unfortunately I did fit the side trim, but I've been a muppet and I've raised this one too high at the end, so that needs to come off and be done again. Rear feet badge has been fitted. I do need to order some number plates. I'd like to get some retro plates with the Bostons of Milford, which was the local Fiat dealer back in my day when I had new Puntos. And everything else is pretty much all back on, including the side skirts, which I've actually painted myself. The interior is all there, but I have managed to get my hands on these manufactured Punto GT badges. And it's still got the old front bumper fitted to it. I do have the painted one back now, but unfortunately it isn't very good, so I'm going to probably be repainting that myself. I also need to find my wiper arms because I've totally lost those somewhere in the unit. And also with the wheel, I am missing one sort of black Fiat wheel centre cap, so if anybody has one of those, please let me know. So that's where we're at with the Punto now. In the next few weeks there should be an engine update video, and there's a long story between the engine and the gearbox, so I'll have another update for you shortly. So hopefully you've enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.